again, Andrea here to share another little mini album. This album is full of lists. It's got Lister's Got a List and 30 Days of Lists, and it's really a continuation of just some other smaller books that I've put together over the years of different lists, because listing's kind of my thing. So this one started with the March 30 Days of Lists, and because I fail at these really gigantic projects, I just kind of go until things fizzle or I'm just not inspired by the prompt, and then I pick up another list like Lister's Got a List and kind of do the prompts that I am inspired to do, which is really fun. So this album is just a continuous kind of, it started in March and then it's just going to go until it gets full. Because, so Lister's Got a List by the Reset Girl is every single month she's got new prompts. 30 Days of Lists in the past have been twice a year, so March and September. I've been seeing a ton of 30 Days of Lists stuff on Instagram, and I'm thinking that maybe they're doing it more often. I'm not sure. But I've really been liking the Lister's Got a List by the Reset Girl because I just like, I don't do a list every day because I don't have that kind of time to create. But what I do is I take the month prompts and then I make a list of the ones that I know I can make lists out of. So it may be like a third of the list that I'm actually gonna do, or that I like the prompt. And then I don't feel guilty about not finishing the list, because I'm kind of just, when I'm inspired to work on lists, I'll just take from my list of lists and make some lists. So I've said lists a lot, and we're going to say it a lot again. So here, we're going to get started. So I have started with this little rubber tag, which came in one of my Gossamer Blue kits. I want to say that it's a Maggie Holmes thing, but I'm not 100% sure at this point. But I thought it was really cool, because it was a cute color and it kind of matched the album and it matched this opening. But it's been a little annoying when I open the album, but that's okay, because kind of like uncomfortable shoes. If they're really super cute, you just put up with it. Okay, so my 30 Days of Lists from March started with just an opening page. So I do like to kind of start off, if I'm starting off a project, I usually do make a title page. So I did, and this actually is using a bunch of Gossamer Blue stuff because it was perfect. It had this really springy calendar card, and then we had these numerical and alpha cool letters from Fancy Pants. Yeah, was it Fancy Pants? And I'm still using them. They're awesome. Yeah, just kind of loved the springy colors, and the card that says "This is me" was really awesome for just, these are my lists. And then the format that I started out with for the 30 Days of Lists was I was going to do a Becky Higgins 4x6 vertical side journal card with using the Mega Date stamp from Studio Calico on the using the Mega Date stamp from Studio Calico on the top, and then I had pre-typed in all the prompts. So that worked for a while, and then I got bored, because that's usually what happens when I'm kind of stuck doing the same thing. So I did it for a while, and then I kind of got back to it after I did some other stuff. So anyway, this album is like full of randomness. It's very inspired by Stephanie Bryan and how she did a lot of her albums last year, just kind of throwing in pieces and making it really interactive. And so sometimes I like to do that stuff. So this one is for March 1st, and I just used some real like springy kind of mint and pink colors. So this is supposed to kind of coordinate, because I didn't just want the backs of stuff hanging out, and so I just used some stuff that coordinated. And then again, I really made these simple because I wanted to kind of get through them. I didn't want to spend an hour working just on one list, but sometimes that happens. So I just used some washi and some clear stickers and made that one super easy. Threw in a little doily there. March 3rd, Ways to Win My Heart. I did just some pinks and teal and blue. Let's see. Oh, this one was super fun because I painted another doily. I painted it. Oops. Hey, look at that. It's still wet. I guess it's because it's like a chalk paint. I don't know. Anyway.
List. All you say is list.
Yes, I know.
List.
So this one was really cool
Over and over again.
because I got to use some gold, which I don't typically decorate in gold, but that one was super fun to do because I got to cluster and layer a little bit. Here's one that I did a full page of. So this page here comes from the Happy Planner. It was a pack of note paper and grid paper. So I just took this piece from Sadie Robertson. So this is a booklet of little post-it notes that is sold by Dayspring. So she has her own line of like stationery stuff. And so I used this to use on the prompt about things I would say to my 15-year-old self. And I was pretty rough on myself, but that's okay. So this one was really fun. Here I did a little bit more of just a 2-color scheme with a little vintagey stuff. I love this little telephone from the Life in Color collection from Simple Stories. And let's see, the perfect day is sleeping until 6:30, and I got a lot of questions about that because yes, my kids wake up super early, especially the Marsh. And so
I like it with like 6.
He wakes up pretty early, so sleeping until 6:30 sometimes is a treat. But we're all pretty much early risers here.
Yeah.
I like this one too because it was just super girly, and I did that because the prompt is favorite things to do with friends.
I'm getting bored of just list.
All right, buddy. Well, you don't have to listen to my lists.
list.
Okay.
In every single sentence.
So this one is I'm a sucker for, which was these kinds of lists sometimes I need to have a lot of time with. So what I'll do when I get the prompts is sometimes I'll start note section in my phone and I'll start making the list as I think of things that sometimes I can't think of the stuff on the spot. Like I can't just go, okay, today is March 8th. I'm a sucker for, and then I can't just ramble off all these things. So what I typically do is start a list in my phone, like I said, and just kind of add to it. And then when I get to working on the date, or I feel like the list is complete in my phone, then I'll work on the date. So that's really helpful because I don't remember all these things right off the top of my head, and it's nice to be able to have some time to think about them. This is one that's kind of different. I did it this opposite way. Let's see if you can see it. It was inspired by this thank you card. These are blessings by mail, and these are an Illustrated Faith and Bella Boulevard product that are sold at Dayspring also. And they make these little postcards, and they're really fun. So I took the colors from here because the prompt was people I need to write thank you notes to. So I used those colors and used it as a full layout spread. And then, ooh, this one was super awesome. So I took this wax bag so all the little embellishments and stickers and things from Gossamer Blue come in these wax bags. And sometimes I save them so that I can keep other things in them. And this time I wanted to use it kind of as the background. So I also used this currently list from Happy Planner. It was one of the freebies on their website. And so then I just layered a bunch of stuff, including a doily and some washi and just some random paper and stuff to make this one little layout. And actually I meant to go back and add a tab, but I forgot. A few more. I started getting just kind of sick of the black dates, and I was having trouble with the typewriter at the time. I was waiting for a new ribbon to arrive from Amazon, and so I kind of stopped with the typewriter, and then I used a different color for the date, which was, it made it a lot easier to work with different colors. So this one was things I wanted to learn this year, and I have like 3 things that I'd really like to do, and brush lettering was one of them, so I actually wrote it in watercolor and practiced right on the card. Which I guess is part of growing and learning. I'd like to learn a couple of piano chords. I have a piano in my family. My grandmother was a music teacher, and I don't remember anything other than some of The Entertainer, and I honestly cannot even remember Chopsticks. So, and I'd like to learn how to be okay without chocolate, and that's been really difficult for me. I'm super, super addicted to chocolate, and that is, I'm trying to change that. So anyway, this one was fun to use some of the vintage washi tapes that I got from Michael's during one of the sales. They're like a fabric washi. It's been neat using those. So that's that one. And this one, I loved listing off all of my favorite Crafty Babes. So got to use some bright, colorful colors. That was a good one. And this was something I had been working on for a while. I had been writing out different things on a Word doc as I was thinking about them. And so to be able to do this list was really cool. And then on the other side, it's starting to get to be Lister's Got a List and no longer 30 days of lists. So actually I think this one was one of my first that I did from Lister's Got a List. And this one is memories that are near and dear to my heart. So I could only think of 9, but there are so many more. But I used this page is from the praise book, the Illustrated Faith praise book. And I just took a page out of it that was neutral on this side so that I could do this page. And then this side had these black paint splatters. So I used like this vintage black or pink and blue, and then just used the contrast of black throughout. And then, oh my gosh, so I had never purchased one of the listing kits from the Reset Girl, but when I saw the Now and Then kit, I could not help myself. It was right up my alley. All the colors are so fun, and it's got this retro vibe with like pinwheels and viewfinders and circus, fair tickets. It's just, it's awesome. So this was my first couple of lists that I used with that kit. And that was awesome. Okay. Oh, and both of these lists were really about childhood, and actually the May list prompts are really focused around like childhood and your mom and being a kid. So I really took that and used two of these on the same layout. One of the others was my Netflix queue, and I have had this kit from Tickled Pink Designs when I was on the design team forever, and I haven't used it, and I've just been dying to use it. So I looked at my list and I put this card in my typewriter and just got all those things down and used all of these fun little elements that she has in that kit. And that is my Netflix queue. And then, oh, this one was fun. So I think all these are fun. I think I've said that about every single one. I'm really sorry. So the last one here is favorite places to eat. And I thought using a brown paper lunch bag was really a fun idea. I haven't used a brown paper bag in a long time on a layout. So I figured this was fun. And I used just a bunch of random stuff. This is a really old card from probably 4 years ago that I've been hanging on to. And it's perfect for little lists like this. And then like a little geo tag here because it's like places to eat. And then I used some stuff from the Maggie Holmes Bloom collection and just made it just this little simple. And I used the doily too just because it does remind me of, food or tea. So I thought that it went really well. And then just did some gold accents too because I don't know, I never use gold and I have so much of it because it's super popular. So I just try to use it where I can. And then, so what I do to keep track of the list, so this is kind of an older list and I've worked off of this one for a while and I haven't updated it for May or June because May I was working off of a list on my phone. But I like to take the photo a day pages from my Hello Forever planner, and then I write the list down and then If it's a list that's not for that day, like this best grandparent memories was from another month's list, then I put a little dot next to it so that I know, it's not necessarily from Lister's Got a List for April. But that's just kind of the way I keep track, and I'll put another one in here when we get to June. So those are my lists so far, and it's going to keep on going whenever I just feel inspired to work on one. I'll get it in my album until it gets full, and then we start fresh. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. We'll talk to you really soon. Bye.
See ya!